You're going to think I am completely crazy, but I'm about to give you something that will permanently change your life for the better. My name is Patrick, and I'm here to reveal secret obsession phrases that spark up a crazy cocktail of obsessive and addictive emotions of love within any man. The moment these secret phrases leave your mouth and reach a man's ears, the chemical process will get triggered inside him that'll make him wish, want, and need you so intensely that he won't be able to make himself interested in anyone else but you. In fact, here's what I want you to do. Listen to what I have to say till the very end. Then, pick any man of your choice, absolutely anyone, even the man who currently hates you or rejected you in the past. Casually whisper my awfully simple obsession phrases into his ear and watch how his eyes intensify with desire. See his face brighten with love and notice his entire body buzz with the purest form of attraction for you and only you. It doesn't matter if you have been single all this time, because these secret phrases will turn you into a mental obsession for every man, and guys will line up just to ask you out. You can even use these secret phrases on your cold and unemotional husband or boyfriend, and watch as he instinctively feels such unconditional love for you that he could kiss you 1,000 times and still not be satisfied. You can even use it on your uninterested ex and psychologically condition him to grow so emotionally attached to you that he would do whatever it takes to get back with you. Heck, you can even use this on that commitment-phobic player and make him go so blind with love that he'll eagerly wish to walk you down the aisle and make you his forever. Okay, I know this sounds ridiculous and unbelievable, but don't you dare doubt this for even a single second, because honestly, I went absolutely insane the first time a woman used these obsession phrases on me. Here's the story, and it starts with an embarrassing confession. I've been a player for most of my adult life. I won't go into all the graphic and shocking details, but dating and seducing women wasn't just a hobby for me. It was a passion. I knew it was an evil addiction, but nothing pleased me more than having a new scorching hot woman in my arms every day. Or every night, shall I say. I had such a huge and enormous buffet of women to choose from that I had pledged to stay single for life and never thought any woman was worthy enough to make me settle down or commit. But that all changed when I had the most alarming and amusing conversation of my life. I'll never forget that cold evening. My friend hosted a small party to celebrate his job promotion and invited a bunch of his close friends. I got there early and shamelessly started flirting with random women when suddenly I felt like I was being watched. I turned around and saw this woman at the far corner of the room, staring at me with such penetrating intensity that it made me a little uncomfortable. I thought about approaching her, but quickly changed my mind because she didn't have that curvy figure, graceful long legs, or a tempting face that I always looked for. I mentally rejected her and removed her from my list of possibilities for that evening. But just as I started to walk away, I heard a mysterious voice. "Hi, I'm Kelsey." I turned around, and this woman was standing right next to me as she continued to stare at me with her chocolate brown eyes. "Oh, hi, I'm Patrick," I said, with slight reluctance. But then, with a welcoming smile, she whispered something so magical into my ear that I couldn't help but be taken on a journey with her. The more she talked, the more intrigued I felt. Minutes turned into hours, and I couldn't take my eyes away from her, not even for a minute. I spent the rest of the night wrapped up in her words, and although she appeared almost ordinary at first, now I started liking everything about her. I loved the way she smiled. I loved seeing the sparkle in her eyes, and hearing her talk was like hearing a sweet song I could listen to forever and ever. Then, as the night came to an end, I reluctantly wished her goodbye and creepily hugged her so tight that she almost lost her balance for a minute. I should actually censor this, but I felt goosebumps explode all over me when I felt the soft touch of her body against mine. Over the next few days, I couldn't eat, sleep, or even breathe properly as images of her kept flickering through my mind. She'd stolen my heart in just one conversation. I would go by and meet her every chance I got, and each time it was harder to leave her and come home. Spending time with her turned into the most important priority of my life, and when I wasn't with her, I thought about her. When she didn't call, I felt sad. And all I really wanted was to see her innocent face, feel her soft hands, and drown in her sweet words all day, every day. It was almost like every other woman had become invisible to me, and all I could think about was Kelsey. Heck, I started feeling bored, dry, and a little turned off by women I used to go goo goo gaga over in the past. In fact, the very idea of other women felt wrong now. And that's when it hit me like a lightning bolt, as I realized, oh my God, I was in love. In fact, it was such an intense feeling that I wanted to be her everything, her friend, her caretaker, her lover, and more importantly, her man for life. But this is where things took a strange turn. One evening, I was at her place and we were watching a movie together. As the movie progressed, she cuddled up next to me and rested her head on my shoulder. Just having her by my side in that moment felt so warm, so wonderful, and so right that I just couldn't hold it inside me anymore. In a crazy rush of emotions, I said, "I've been wanting to say this to you, but never found the perfect moment. You mean everything to me, and I love you more than words could ever say." I saw her expression change from happy to sad, and tears started to roll down her pale, heart-shaped face. "What's wrong?" I asked. "I need to tell you something, but you're going to hate me for it," she said in a choked voice. "Go on," I said nervously. "Well, Patrick, I haven't been completely honest with you. I coach a small group of women where I teach them secret tricks to make men fall in love, and I do it using something called obsession phrases. Over the past few weeks, I've been using these same obsession phrases on you." Then she turned her face away from me, and she choked up further. Her confession didn't agitate me at all. Rather, it doubled my sense of respect and admiration for her. I gently held her hand and asked her to look at me as I said, "Kelsey, knowing this only makes me feel even more attracted to you, because honestly, this is exactly what men need from a woman, but practically never get. I love whatever you did because the delicious feeling you gave me is something I want to experience forever and ever." But now, I was curious and wanted to know how she learned all this. Kelsey told me that a few years ago, she worked as an assistant for multiple hypnosis coaches and couldn't believe her eyes when she saw one of the coaches use a simple phrase and turn a severely depressed person who was in the most extreme type of pain into this enthusiastic person who was feeling so much joy that he couldn't stop smiling. These experts called it emotion trigger phrases. Shocked and baffled by what she saw, she literally nagged her coaches to explain the psychology behind these phrases. They told her that these phrases were carefully researched and developed by many years of studies and worked so well because they sink deep into the emotion-producing part of the human brain and spark up any emotion you want a person to feel. Emotions like euphoria, joy, pleasure, optimism, and even love, attraction, and desire. Feeling obsessed and excited by this new discovery, she did something evil. Kelsey was out at a party with a close friend of hers who was very gorgeous, tall, and distinguished-looking blonde. In fact, Kelsey felt like an ugly duckling next to her. They were grabbing drinks when a very handsome man approached her friend and asked for her phone number. Seeing this and feeling a bit jealous, Kelsey casually blurted out a mysterious phrase she'd recently learned. The moment her words reached this man, he shifted his attention to Kelsey, literally begged her to share her phone number, and later that night texted her and said, "You're the most tempting woman I've ever come across. I'd love to know you more." She was shocked out of excitement and couldn't believe what she had done. Kelsey was so blown away by this that she did even more research and discovered that certain phrases create a feeling of euphoria in the human brain, exactly like a drug. Once a man is in this euphoric state, his brain releases something called the pleasure and bonding chemical throughout his body, which makes him feel attached, addicted, and completely in love with any woman who uses these phrases on him. At this stage, Kelsey was almost dying from eagerness and was so hungry to know every phrase out there that she spent 3 full years learning, researching, and collecting every little detail. Finally, after all that hard work, she compiled a complete guidebook of phrases and started calling it Obsession Phrases because of how rapidly it made any man feel obsessed with love. Within no time, Kelsey turned into a source of extreme envy and jealousy for her friends because they couldn't understand why every man was being